My name is Christian Ray, and I moved halfway across the country to build a blacksmithing forge from the ground up so that I could be part of the centuries-old tradition of making beautiful and lethal masterpieces out of metal. It hasn't been easy, but here we are. This is Ronin Blades. What up, viewers? That was awful. Welcome back to Ronin Blades. Last time, we did the rough forging on our hammerhawk. And this time, we're back at the grinder, doing our profiling and pre-grinding, my favorite part. And with that, we are underway. I use a 36 grit belt to define the shape of our tomahawk. I'm going for a classic shape, so I clean up our cheeks to make them less rounded and more ornate. The design I'm going for has a lot of rounded areas, and the easiest way to get a rounded area on a piece is to use the wheel of the grinder itself. And soon it all comes together. That completed, it's time to work on our edge. Unlike a sword or a knife, axes don't need a very slim edge geometry, so I don't have to go any higher than a 180 grit belt. This lets me get it done quickly so I can move on to heat treatment. The thermal cycle for an axe is the same as a sword. It's the quenching process that's different. You want the eye to remain soft, so I only quench one edge, wrap it in moist paper towels, and quench the other. This will ensure our eye can absorb all the shock we throw at it. After I get it tempered, I use a 180 grit belt to finish our edge, and then I use a Scotch-Brite belt to make it nice and polished. It's then on to the wire brush to clean up our forge scale. And here we have our finished tomahawk head. I like it. It came out very well. I love the shape. I love the sleekness. I think it's going to look really good flying through the air. But it can't fly through the air without a tomahawk handle. So we got to make one. The first thing you got to do in making a tomahawk handle is buy one. Yes, it's that easy. Now last time you'll recall, I talked about how important it was to make sure the eye of our tomahawk matched our drift perfectly. And this is why. You'll notice our tomahawk handles have teardrop-shaped cross sections. Sound familiar? Our drift has the same. They make these drifts perfectly to fit throwing tomahawk handles. So as long as you have one and make sure your eye fits it, your handle is guaranteed to fit your tomahawk. And there you have it. Now you might be thinking, well, how do you secure it in? Centrifugal force keeps it in. As you're throwing it, it spins, causing it to go up against the bigger half, which you can't fit through. That said, if it's hit this way, that's by design. The last thing you want to happen to a handle that you take hours to make sure fits into your hammerhead is for it to break right here. Throwing axes are designed to pop out of the handles if they hit wrong. That way the handle doesn't break. You throw it wrong, it hits wrong, the handle pops out, you just put them back together and throw it again. That's not to say that our tomahawk is finished. You could take it out and throw it like this, that's fine, but personally, I like to put a little bit more pizzazz on my tomahawk handles. And the secret ingredient to pizzazz is fire. I use my blowtorch to burn the hickory wood to make a special design. In case you're wondering, yeah, it's hot. This isn't just for looks. Scorching wood actually makes it a whole lot stronger. And then I finish it off with boiled linseed oil, not only to bring out the charred design, but adding fire makes the wood as strong as possible, ensuring that it won't break. And there you have it. A finished throwing tomahawk made from a ball peen hammer. I had a lot of fun making this. I really like how it came out, and most of all, I really liked revisiting the first thing I ever did 2 years ago as a blacksmith. I think I've improved. Let's see how it flies. Actually, one more thing, for safety, okay? Boiled linseed oil like we were using is highly flammable, and it heats up as it cures. Right? That means if you take a lot of rags covered in boiled linseed oil, crumple them up and throw them away, they'll heat up and they'll catch fire. And there goes your shop or theater or whatever you're working in, okay? Maybe even your house. So if you're using boiled linseed oil with rags, you make sure you wash them out, lay them out flat, and let them dry flat away from each other, okay? If you're doing it with paper towels like I am, best thing to do, burn it before it burns itself. Well, it works. Cut, print, check the gate, moving on. You kidding me? Throwing one hawk ain't no fun. Let me introduce you to the whole family. You remember bent beak? I got upwards, lobsty, and bronco. Let me show you how it's done. And there you have it. 2 years ago and today. You think I've come far enough? Thank you all so much for watching. This was a lot of fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Ha! The fun one. You remember Ben?